This is a brief historical background to the Common Core Standards and Accountability Movement. This is in response to requests from several members of the faculty via the survey given by Penny in August to learn more about the Common Core. This brief presentation will focus on three things. First, the 1983 report, A Nation at Risk, the Imperative for Educational Reform. The 1989 Charlottesville Education Summit, and the 2008 Benchmark for Success, ensuring U.S. students receive a world-class education. A Nation at Risk, the Imperative for School Reform. This is a 1983 report of the National Commission on Excellence in Education. The commission was created by the Secretary of Education, Terrell Bell, in 1981. The commission came to the following conclusions. Our education system, particularly the public school education, so this would not have applied to the PEC school, but the public school education in general is in such a crisis that the nation is at risk, that in fact it is a threat to national security. This is a quote from the report. If an unfriendly foreign power had attempted to impose on America the mediocre educational performance that exists today, we might well have viewed it as an act of war. End quote. They also perceive it as a threat to the Republic because of the disenfranchisement of so many students. Some students in public schools are being educated very well. However, others are not. And the report concluded all are entitled to a fair chance and to the tools for developing their individual powers of mind and spirit to the utmost. End quote. The commission concluded that there's four major reasons why the nation is at risk concerning its public school system. One, a diluted curriculum and low graduation requirements. Two, low expectations. A lack of time, including time in the classroom as well as time spent on homework. And this was in comparison to other industrialized nations who spend much more time in school and doing homework. And finally, what the commission perceived as a relatively poor teacher training and recruitment effort in this country. The recommendations recognize the importance of the whole child and all areas of study, but places an extra emphasis on improving standards in English, math, science, technology, and social studies, which they refer to as the 5 new basics. Next, in response to A Nation at Risk, the 1989 Charlottesville Education Summit. It was called by President George Bush, and he brought together the National Governors Association. Some key members include White House Chief of Staff John Sununu, Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton, Tennessee Governor Lamar Alexander, plus dozens of others, governors and members of the President's cabinet. These were the outcomes of the report. For our purposes today, the major idea is that it is at Charlottesville that it is decided that a common core, though they're not using that term yet, a common core for standards as well as for assessments is necessary to improve learning for everybody in the United States. Finally, the 2008 report, Benchmarking for Success, ensuring U.S. students receive a world-class education. Again, this was the National Governors Association took the lead in creating this report, as well as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the GE Foundation. Steve Ballmer, the Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft, was involved on the committee that wrote this report. Here is where they formally said something that had been in the makings for over 20 years, that we need to adopt a common core. A common core that is rigorous, includes 21st century skills, that is focused, coherent, that meets international benchmarks of education, including European and Singapore, that Its initial focus is going to be on math and English / the language arts, but eventually should go to all major areas of academic study. In 2010, the state of New Jersey, which was already much in alignment with the Common Core, adopted the Common Core state standards in English and math. Also, the state of New Jersey created the New Jersey Common Core state standards for other disciplines such as the visual and performing arts, social studies, world languages, science, technology, health and PE, 21st century life and careers. We are in no way bound by the Common Core, but it is a thoughtful and well-researched approach designed for public schools that can generate ideas and serve as a touchstone. We're now going to break into groups to begin to look at the Common Core as a community.